Are we live? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Hopefully we're all good. Should be live. Let me know in the Discord. Perfect. Cool. I just had some issues with my trade syncer not working. So I accidentally created some group orders, and then I don't know how to remove the group order, the account group on Tradeovate. I don't know how to get rid of it. So if anyone could help me out, that would be great. Not sure how to do that. Looking here on the NQ, if there's anyone that is watching this from over the weekend through Twitter or YouTube, welcome. And we're going to do a breakdown on the NQ. I will do a small review of what I did for the masterclass members on Friday as well, because it was nothing has changed obviously since that. So we will just zoom out on the daily just to show you where we are. BX is still red, so again, like cautiously long. There's not really a lot of buying momentum, but obviously we're at all-time highs, so you know, longs will stay in play until they don't. But just if you're going to be going long, just be cautious. Again, you know, you want to really be going long when this is green. It's currently red, so buying momentum just isn't as strong as it could be if it was you know, if we were green. It'll be a lot nicer like it was obviously back down here. The only extension that we have on the daily that played out was the short that we took on Friday. So this was the negative 38. This was the 38 that went to the negative 23 on Friday, which we shorted into. And just to show you where that comes from, the reason we look at that 38 is because that is what bidded last Monday. On the RTH, we traded a traditional that went 2 targets. We then went into a same anchor new high that bidded the 62. That set up a traditional on Wednesday. Again, went into a same anchor new high and completed targets all the way up until that negative 100, which lined up with the daily negative 23, which was the short. We are currently in that high to high. So we are currently in, we came down to it on Friday, which is where we bounced from, that high to high from what was Wednesday Harper's free anchor. And we are currently in that same draw. So this is that negative 38, if you can see there. That is that negative 38. Sorry, I keep saying negative 38. That is that 38% retracement. So we are currently at that high to high. The short that we had on Friday, you can see we had that blow off top, which was the negative 23 daily completion, and the negative same anchor new high on the negative 100, which is from this extension here. This was a traditional on Wednesday, went to and through targets, went into a same anchor new high, and that traded that negative 100. You can see we then traded a traditional at pretty much 9.50, and then again at 10 o'clock, all the way to its targets. Same anchor new low traded, and we didn't complete. We failed to go lower, created a 1, 2, 3 go, and so far, let's have a look at the extension that we're in. So far, that could just be a failed. Yeah, you've broken the 62, so it's choppy. I'm probably not going to pay attention to the overnight session today. I'll probably just take our ETH off going into the open, depending on where we open. If we open below this draw, then you kind of have to imagine that this technically still is a resistance until you're above it. If you get above, then obviously you can, you know, continue to go high if you get those pullbacks, and they do get bid up. But if we do open below here, you just have to mark that 23 260s as potential resistance until it's broken and actually cleared above. Because other than that, you are still going to be below that resistance that we basically got sold into on Friday. So that would still be resistance until proven otherwise. You got above it on the open, on the Sunday open last night, and you did get above. But again, if you open below that, this could just be a failed break and retest, so just be cautious of that. In terms of the long side, all I'll be doing is probably drawing. If this 61 breaks, you are going to be at or below Friday's RTH low, which for those who are in the room, you know the rules on that. So obviously that is not really going to be something that I'd be paying attention to. If you are short, then that would be an area that you could look for in terms of seeing confirmation to the downside. Our magnitude on the day to the downside is 23.76, and to the upside is 23,436s. So we do have plenty of room here, and so far we are below that midpoint from the overnight session. So you are more in discount, but I don't really mind waiting until you're above. You know where I like to go long, right? Where I like to go long, or at least where I like to see structure hold, is going to be at those key levels that we talk about. And this could play out Tuesday, Wednesday. It really could. Just because we have so much resistance up here. This is those daily levels. This is all the way from last week, and we do have lots of completions in this area. So I imagine at some point in the near future, this is going to be your break and hold support to the upside, and until you get that, it's probably going to be choppy sideways / to the downside until you actually get that strong hold above 23,300 will be a key level, just like it was last week and the week before at that 2360 area, and that remains to be the same. So going into today, it'll most likely just be waiting to see if those levels hold. The reason being is because you still have 150 odd points magnitude to those highs. So I don't mind waiting for that trade as opposed to trying to take it down here and just, trying to catch a falling knife. Yeah, you got an extra like 60 points there, but I'd rather take 150 easy as opposed to 210 not so easy, because those 60 points getting up there could just get you chopped out a couple of times instead of waiting for that confirmation. I don't know if I'll trade the short side. It really depends on how we open. If we open below the 50 and we do get continuation down, hopefully we don't. We've already ATR'd quite significantly on the overnight session, so I'd like to actually just see slow grinds down and not that much ATR, because that would show us that we're not being aggressive, we're just slowly bleeding, which is more favorable as opposed to just constantly ATRing down, because then that gives you potential momentum to the upside. So it'll be one, just wait to the open, wait to see where we open, and the levels that I have will basically be, longs are going to be, it would have to be a RTH draw, just purely because if you bid this 50 and this 38 here, and that does take you up into these completions, which would be 23,372s from this draw here, obviously I would be technically bidding the high, but hopefully we would be in some sort of same anchor or high to high from that point. Does that make sense? Like if you bid here, yes, you're going up to this level and then this level, but you will have an extension in here to get in play to then take you up into those levels, as opposed to just trying to nakedly bid down here and just hope and pray that we go higher. So fairly straightforward. Obviously it's Monday today, so it's not going to be overly, I guess, loads of volume or much going on a Monday, but we will see what we get. Obviously every day is different. If there's any questions, let me know. I will end the stream here and we will move over to Discord where we'll trade live, and I will see you all over there now. Anyone on YouTube, I will be back tomorrow to do the breakdown, and hopefully we'll see you there.